Hello students, welcome back to my class. Today we are going to read a poem, Mirror. This poem is in second year alternative English. This poem is written by Sylvia Plath. Here I have written her date of birth as well as date of death. She took birth in the year 1932 on 27th of October and died in the year 1963 on 11th of February. So you must have heard the poet's name, Ted Hughes. She is the wife of Ted Hughes, and here Sylvia Plath, she died cause of suicide. So instead of speaking all these things, let's start the poem, because in your examination mostly no questions are there from the poet or from the writer or whosoever the person is, but you are going to get direct question from the poem. So first see, mirror. What is the specific quality of mirror? Always remember, mirror is always truthful. It focuses whatever it is coming before it. Okay. The true quality of a mirror is reflection. So here in the very first line it is written, I am silver and exact. It means what? Here the very first line, the color of the mirror is being mentioned. And exact. Exact means what? It is having a particular shape and size. It might be circle, it might be square, might be rectangle, might be oval, might be heart shape, whatever the shape is, but it is having an exact shape and size. Okay, it is not like our liquid substance or gas substance. It is solid, so it is having a particular shape and size. I have no preconception. Preconception. Conception means what? Here it is idea. Preconception means what? To have some idea beforehand. So the mirror is here. Listen, the mirror is the speaker here. The poet is not the speaker. Mirror is the speaker in this poem, and the mirror is initially speaking on her own quality, that is she is exact. Her color is silver color. At the same time, she is not having idea beforehand. Means she is not having any preconception. Whatever I see, I shall know immediately. Immediately means what? Here immediately is mentioned. It means without wasting time. So the mirror is speaking, whatever I see, means whatever is coming. How can the mirror see? Actually mirror is inanimate. Okay. But here it is mentioned I see. It means the mirror is able to see something. It means whatever is coming in front of the mirror, I shall know immediately. Means immediately she is taking it in. And how the mirror can take it in? By reflecting the thing. Okay. So the real image that is coming in front of the mirror is being reflected inside the mirror. That one is being mentioned. Means the true reflection quality is highlighted in this line. Just as it is unmisted by love or dislike. Unmisted means what? Unaffected. Whenever you are standing in front of the mirror, if you have done a pony, are you looking like that you are standing in front of the mirror with open hair? If you are wearing a t-shirt, so the same t-shirt will be reflected. A shirt will not be reflected. Got the point? So if you are having spike, you will not that flat type hairstyle in front of the mirror. So the same shape and size, the same color, whatever is there in front of the mirror, the true thing is being reflected in it. Just as it is unmisted by love or dislike. Once again it is mentioned that unmisted, unaffected means the mirror is not prejudiced against something. Okay. The mirror is showing selfless attempt. The mirror is not affected by the love of someone or by the hatredness of someone. And the mirror is also not having love or hatredness for someone. It is not having any idea. It is not having any feelings for people. Whatever it is being reflected in the mirror. So here selfless thing is being mentioned in this line. I am not cruel, only truthful. If you are showing like this in front of the mirror, so 6 fingers are not going to be visible, only 5 fingers will be there. And in this line it is mentioned, I am not cruel, only truthful. Mirror is speaking that I am not cruel, I am truthful. You might be thinking that why it is mentioned, I am not cruel. Okay, listen. Mirror is the sole witness of the advancing age of a person. Yes or no? Normally, what do we see in the mirror? We are not watching something else. We are not showing, means we are not keeping our cell phone in front of the mirror in order to see the reflection. We are normally looking at our own face, looking at our own get-up in front of the mirror. Understood? So the sole purpose of the mirror is to reflect a person's face. Now it is mentioned I am not cruel. Why it is mentioned cruel? Mirror is not cruel. It is having its own heart. Means according to the mirror. Okay? Only truthful. But the mirror speaks the truth. If you are looking pretty, the pretty image is going to be reflected in the mirror. If you are looking like a donkey, the same image will be reflected in the mirror. Got the point? That's why it is mentioned. The mirror is not cruel. Okay? And the mirror is always truthful. The eye of a little god. So, here it is mentioned, the eye of a little god. What does it mean? Why this word God is mentioned? As you know, God is omnipresent. God is present everywhere. So, why it is mentioned eye of a little god? What is the specific quality of an eye? What is the work of an eye? We can see something by our eye. Okay? And it is mentioned eye of a little god. Little god means what? Small god. Okay? And it is mentioned eye of a little god. It means God by his small eyes, okay, can see the complete universe. Likewise, even when the mirror is just like the shape of God's eye, means even when it is very small in shape and size, still the big world can be reflected in front of the mirror. That's why it is mentioned the eye of a little God. As God sees everything, likewise everything is being reflected in the mirror. Okay, but it doesn't mean that the mirror is inside your home and America is going to be reflected. No, not like that. Means whatever image is coming in front of the mirror, that one will be reflected in the mirror. Four cornered. So here, what is the shape of the mirror is mentioned? Might be square or might be rectangle. It is mentioned four cornered. It is having four corners. Most of the time, I meditate on the opposite world. Listen. This poem is written in the year, means before 1963. At that time, the world was not that much of advance. So where were people keeping the mirror? Definitely they were hanging the mirror on the wall. Okay? That's what is mentioned. That most of the time, I meditate. I mean so. I is referring to the mirror because the mirror is the speaker here. I meditate on the opposite wall. So, the mirror is there on the wall. And most of the time, the meditate, how the mirror is meditating, means the opposite side wall is reflected in the mirror. That's why the mirror has spoken that I meditate on the opposite wall. It is pink. And what is the color of that wall? It is pink in color with speckles. Speckles means what? Patches, spots. And that wall is also not clean. That is having number of patches, number of mark on it. I have looked at it so long, and for a long time the mirror is looking at the world. You might be thinking why? You just tell me one thing. How many times you are looking at your own face in the mirror? Hardly 2 to 3 times. Okay? And don't speak me that no ma'am, we are carrying a mirror inside our bag. Got the point? So here, normally 2 to 3 times we do see our face in the mirror. And rest of the time, what is the mirror doing? The mirror is not having hands and legs. It can't work. So the mirror is definitely reflecting the thing which is just opposite to it. So it is mentioned it's pink with speckles. Means the mirror, the opposite wall is being reflected in the mirror. And it is pink in color, but it is having some patches. I have looked at it so long, and for a long time, the mirror is looking at the world. I think it is a part of my heart. It means the mirror might have fallen in love with the world. That's why he is mentioned that I think it is a part. Either the mirror is a male or a female, it is not mentioned. Okay. I think it is a part of my heart. And as the mirror is reflecting for a long time period on the opposite wall, that's why the mirror is thinking that that wall is a part of its heart. Got it? But it flickers. Flickers means what? Fluctuate. Flickers. Here I have written fluctuate. But even that wall is also fluctuating. That wall is also not constant in front of the mirror. Faces and darkness separate us over and over. So sad. Because here the mirror is speaking in the very, here the mirror is speaking that the opposite wall is belong to its heart and they are having a close bond. But in the very, this line, this is not the last line. This is the last line of the first stanza. But the mirror is once again speaking, face and darkness separate us over and over. Means when there is night time, the opposite side is not reflected in the mirror. At the same time, some are also coming and looking at their own face in the mirror. That's why the wall and the mirror are being separated because of the darkness or because of the face which is visible in front of the mirror. Understood? So this is your first stanza. Now let's go to the second stanza. So look at the next line. Now I am a lake. Listen. Previously in some classes I have told you what is simile and what is metaphor. Simile is the comparison between two different things indicated by the word like or age. My voice is not that much clear because of cold. Just a little bit. So, but here it is written, now I am a lake. What does it mean? Here simile is not used. Metaphor is used. Metaphor means what? It shows the exact thing instead of comparison. Here comparison is not done, but the exact thing is mentioned. So now you tell me, what is the specific quality of a lake? Okay, what is there? Sea plants, sea animals are there. Okay, water animals are there? No. Apart from this, there is also some other characteristics. And what is that? Water reflects everything clearly. Okay. So here in this line, the reflective quality of the lake is being mentioned. Suppose there is water and water is still and you are looking at your face. The complete face will be visible. It will be reflected in the water. So the same thing is being mentioned that now I am a lake. When lake is there, we are not holding water like this and looking at our face. Okay. We are bending. We are bending over water. Now I am a lake. So now the mirror is also means regarded as a lake. A woman bends over me. And who is bending over her? A lady is bending over her. Means suppose the mirror is like this, the lady is just looking like this. Okay. So that's why it is mentioned that a woman bends over me. Now you think, listen, these two lines are quite important. Okay. This is your metaphor and this is a woman is bending over the mirror. Why? The sole purpose is to look at her face. Searching my riches for what she really is. There is a quotation on mirror, that is, a mirror is always treacherous. It shows you what you want to see. Understood? It means a mirror is always treacherous. Treacherous means what? Something who cheats properly. Okay. Means shows something but exactly the opposite thing. It means if one day you are feeling that you are looking the most beautiful or the most handsome man in this world, the same image of yours will be reflected in the mirror. But if on the same day you are thinking, today I am looking like a tortoise, same image will be reflected in the mirror. That's why it is mentioned that the mirror is a lake and a woman is bending over her in order to see her face. Searching my riches for what she really is. And the lady is trying to find out what is the limitation of the mirror and what is the lady really. Means either she is an old lady or she is a young, she is pretty, she is ugly, what she is. She really wanted to know. Then she turns to those liars, the candles of the moon. Who are the liar in the poem? Candles and the moon. You must have heard a number of songs. Chan si mebu bahu merito. Okay. The hero take the glimpse of the heroine's face in the candlelight. Don't think that ghost. Okay. So candlelight dinner is there. So moonlight is there. Why? Because candle and moon, these are the things that can induce your erotic longings. Okay. Means the romantic feelings will be raised up. If candle and moon is being mentioned. In the candlelight, in the moonlight, normally whenever that light is falling on your face, you will definitely feel that you are looking something extraordinary. So, here what is mentioned, the lady looked at her face in the mirror. Now, the real face of the lady is being reflected in the mirror and definitely she is not happy. That's why she turned to those liars. And who are the liars? The candle and the moon, they are the liar. I see her beg and reflect it faithfully. And once again, the mirror is looking at the lady and without losing the faith, means faithfully, really, truly, genuinely, the mirror is reflecting her face. She rewards me with tears and an agitation of hands. Now, the lady is crying. What is the reason? Why is she crying? Because now, the lady is able to realize that she has grown old. She is looking old. And she is giving the agitation of her hand. It might be she is rubbing the mirror because there might be drops of tear. I am important to her, she comes and goes. And the mirror is extremely important to the lady. And most of the time she is coming and going. Now you might be thinking why the mirror is important to the lady only. There is a saying that you should not ask age to a lady and salary to a man. Okay, that's why it is mentioned that the girl, means the lady, always she wanted to look young. But right now when her old figure, old face is reflected in the mirror, she is unable to tolerate it. It's morning. It is her face that replaces the darkness. So there was darkness at night. But every morning, her face only replaces the darkness. Means the darkness is eradicated when the lady is coming to look at her own face. In me, she has drowned a young girl. And then the mirror is speaking in me. It means the mirror is the sole witness of the advancing age of the lady. So the mirror is speaking that in me, means in front of me. The woman was a small girl. She became a young lady. And now in front of me only, she is a grown up old lady. And in me, an old woman rises towards her day. Look at this line, it is mentioned, her day. Her day means what? The last day of her life. Okay. And the mirror is again speaking that in front of me she was a girl. She became a young lady. Now she is an old woman. And she rises. Rises means growing up. Going day by day. Towards her day. Towards her day means towards the last day of her life. Day after day. Like a terrible fish. What do you mean by terrible fish? Terrible fish is referring to the fish that is terrible. Not only looking terrible, but the fish. The age of the fish, the size of the fish is increasing very fast. That fish is known as the terrible fish. So, the lady, very fast, she is growing old. And day by day, she is approaching to the last day of her life. Means she is going towards death. Okay. So, here, it is mentioned, look, there is one line confusing. Most of the students, they are confused. Look at this line. Those lies, the candle or the moon. I see her beg. Look at this line. I see her beg and reflect it faithfully. Here, this word beg is not referring to the backside of a lady. Means it is reflecting. See her beg means to see once again. Okay. Because most of the students are committing mistake here. See her back means they are thinking that the lady is turning to go and the back side of the lady is being reflected in the mirror. No, it is not so. Okay. Means once again the repetition of work. The repetition work of the mirror is being reflected. Means once again the mirror is looking at the lady and once again she is also reflecting. Means the mirror is reflecting the figure of the, means the face of the lady faithfully without unmisted by love or dislikeness. Okay, understood? Listen one thing. Here I am giving you my number. Very soon I am going to, from the month of January, I am going to start online classes. If you are interested, you just message me. Don't call. Okay, this is WhatsApp number. Number is 7077 541 545. Okay, don't try to message it. I have given it only for educational purpose. Okay. All of you have a nice time.